I mean, what are we talking about here, honestly?
Mr. President, do you want to come take over the moderation, sir?
So I think I have to come in early a little bit before the others so that maybe they try and change their arguments a little bit and move in another direction. So start with the point you made when you were asking the question of preference between the markets and the aid. And I think there was grossing over the problem, and people saying, you see, we need both, and it was as if there was none that was better than the other, and so on and so forth. This is a blunder. Number one, first of all, this question can only be asked in Africa, not in any other region of this world. Which in itself tells you that there is something wrong even with the way people are arguing the case. Because it is now a given that aid and capital markets, are the same. You see, it's not, you can't say you don't need this. I mean, first, aid is more political than anything else. Markets are less political, markets are neutral. Look at the rest of the world. The only thing you're talking about, why you highlight aid, sometimes that to the point that if you say anything about aid, it may be used against you. You see, this is the only place we can be having this conversation. But at the same time, the panelist from Tanzania has made a good point. He illustrated all kinds of wealth lying all over the place from Africa and being recycled to us in the form of aid and then, in the end telling you, you must be humble, you must keep quiet. Don't say some of these things. I mean, what are we talking about here, honestly?
Mr. President, do you want to come take over the moderation, sir?
So I think I have to come in early a little bit before the others so that maybe they try and change their arguments a little bit and move in another direction. So yes, let's not be diplomatic, let's not gloss over issues, let's not, markets are markets. We know what they have for us, outweighing what we have in aid by thousands of times, please. So why do we leave something here that we know is more important for us by any measure and account? And then we start saying, no, but let's not even make a comparison. You see, we need both, Okay, so I rest my case.
Many people associate Africa with poverty and underdevelopment. However, the reality is quite different. Over the last 2 decades, Africa has experienced significant economic growth rate, outperforming global averages in some cases. In fact, 6 of the 10 fastest growing economies in the world are in Africa. This growth has been fueled by innovations, investment, and entrepreneurship. Africa is home to a wide range of natural resources, from minerals to oil and gas reserves. These resources provide a solid foundation for economic growth and development. Additionally, agriculture plays a vital role in Africa's economy, with vast land resources available for farming. Africa has the potential to not only feed itself but also become a global food supplier. Contrary to popular belief, Africa is not lacking in human capital. the continent has a young and dynamic population with an ever-growing middle class. This population is highly entrepreneurial, driving innovative and technological advancement. Africa has become a hotspot for tech startups, and its creative industries are gaining international recognition. Instead of relying solely on aid, Africa is focusing on attracting investment and strengthening trade partnerships. Various countries and international organizations recognize the immense potential within Africa and are increasing their investment in the region. This investment not only benefits Africa's economies but also creates opportunities for international investors. Aid, though well-intentioned, sometimes perpetuates a cycle of dependency. Africa is focused on sustainable development, empowering local communities, and creating inclusive growth. It is essential to change the narrative about Africa. Africa no longer needs to be seen solely as a continent in need of aid. With its impressive economic growth, abundant natural resources, vibrant human capital, and focus on sustainable development, Africa is well on its way to becoming a global powerhouse. Let's support Africa's journey towards self-reliance and embrace the opportunities it presents.